Thank you, Mandy. It's 19 minutes after 7 o'clock. It's a rainy morning. A little bit wet out there right now. 70. Hold on. I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
73 degrees here at the paddock. Well, good morning, Robin.
Good morning, Larry.
How you doing over there?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Got a good show planned, and I guess it's one of those days. Hey, you put something away for a rainy day. Today might be the day to bring it out, whatever that might be. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's Monopoly.
That's right.
I think the game Monopoly is mentioned more times than any other board game, right?
Yeah, I love when my children were small and growing up because I could play those board games with them.
Yeah, now you play with nobody.
That's right.
Let me tell you, we're doing 7:35. I can go all over the map with the topic I have for today at 7:35, but I'm going to try to stay focused. Charlie Crist, former governor of Florida, Charlie Crist, has been sending out emails. You may be getting them too.
Oh, yes, we do. My inbox is inundated with them.
And in those emails,
every day.
he will send you a link to a video of Governor Scott. Mm-hmm. And he's trying to point out that Governor Scott is not answering questions from reporters who are asking specific questions, like about minimum wage or about gun control or about the police officers that were at his campaign event. So some specific questions that he was asked that he clearly takes the political route. I don't know that you would call it pandering. But pandering was the direction I wanted to go with the subject. But then I found so many little examples of Governor Scott. I thought, well, that's not exactly pandering, but maybe it's anti-pandering. I don't know exactly. But the decision I made is to focus on Governor Scott and his answers or non-answers. And then maybe try to look a little deeper and say, well, maybe he is answering. And maybe as reporters, I'll include us in this too, Robin, maybe we should be prepared with another reply than simply asking the question again. And so rather than doing that right now, let's do it at 7:35. I've got some of the sound bites so you can hear for yourself what the governor actually said or did. Well, he did say something. It's not that he said nothing.
Right.
But anyway, so we'll do that. And I think there is a way to answer this as reporters. So I think there's a way to come back at him. I don't dislike this governor, by the way. I've got, it's like anybody else in an elected office. I think my first place is to respect the office itself. My second place is to think of every issue that this person in that office has to deal with, and then agree or disagree with their approach, their answer. But have to respect their opinion of it. And maybe that's what I really want to get at here, is because, hey, if you've got an opinion, why not say it? If you're saying something that you want your audience to hear, then you're obviously pandering, so
yeah.
I don't know. So I'm getting into it right now, and I need to wait till 7:35. I knew that was going to happen.
Well, fascinating stuff.
8:35 News Bites. That's an easy one. That's where we take the news and we simply read it. We shorten it, and it gives you, the listener, a chance to catch up on a whole load of news as much as possible in that short period of time. David Dellett is coming on at 9 to 5. He's a teacher, and he also was a law enforcement officer. He's written a book called The Valentine Prophecies, how he believes that God instructs people and how you can thrive spiritually and not simply survive.
Yeah, I love that.
Interesting. I think I've been doing that all my life.
Yes.
9:35 this morning. Laura Burns will be in the studio. Laura is our employment expert. She's the communication manager at Career Source for Citrus, Levy, and Marion counties. But I call her the employment expert because if you are looking for a job, Laura is the lady to go see.
Yep.
And so what she's doing every 2 weeks she does this?
First and third Wednesday of the month.
So twice a month, she'll bring in some people who are looking for workers. In today's case, she's bringing in Joanne Williams and Megan Shea. They're both from the Centers, which is not too far from where we're broadcasting. It's right around near the mall somewhere. Yep. And they're looking for workers. They're looking for specific workers, and we'll find out what those positions are when they get here this morning. Laura Burns, by the way, is with CareerSource. I think maybe I told you that already.
Yep.
James Lee Burke at 10:05. He has won the Edgar Awards twice.
Yeah,
which
isn't that
is
something?
apparently very rare to do. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what they are.
I know. It's
I'm
for
not even sure
famous
what an Edgar
novelists.
Award is.
That's right.
But he won it twice.
Yes,
And
he
apparently
did.
it's very rare. Wayfaring Stranger is the name of his book. It's a thrilling ride, it says here. An epic romance and the story of Big Oil before it was big.
That's right. He's
All right.
pretty good.
You guys go. 10:35, Legally Yours. John Fuller is our legal expert, and he'll be on at that point in the morning to answer your legal questions. He's an attorney from here in Ocala at the law firm of Fuller and Fuller. Recovery Talk. The Refuge will be here today, as they were last week. Carrie Bone is coming in. She's a professional outreach representative for the Refuge and Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder and Trauma Treatment Center. They're coming on to talk about what can be done for somebody who needs to have a little bit of what do you call it? Rehabilitation.
That's right. That's right.
Forgot
If you're
the word there.
addicted,
What do you call it,
you need to
Robin?
be rehabilitated.
What do you call it again?
It's been
forgot.
a long few days. Let me
All
tell you.
right. Fun with Joe. Fun with Joe. We're gonna do something different for a change.
Oh, is he going to ask you the questions?
No,
Oh, okay.
we're gonna do something. Well, it's really not anything different at all.
Oh.
It's just for a change. We're gonna do something for a change.
Oh, okay. Oh, for a change. That's the hint there. That's the
every
topic.
every
For a
question
change.
every question I ask has a denomination of currency, metal
Oh.
currency, in the answer.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Every answer that you give will have a denomination of currency in the answer. So
Excellent.
we'll see how
Neat.
long I can do that for. I'm not so sure. And with Galen Uno this morning from Life South, yesterday we talked about adult summer camps, and today children's summer camps, the best children's summer camps in the country. Of course, everybody's got their own opinion about that, and my favorite summer camp, to be honest with you, was the summer camp that I went. The camps I went to with my parents when I was a kid.
Oh,
I don't think I would have been one of those kids who did well in maybe I would have. I don't know. I never went to one of those things though. But I continued the tradition with my own son. When he was little, we would go camping also.
Yeah.
I was his summer camp, and my parents were my summer camp, and
That's really nice.
there you go. And it was fun, and I hope it was fun for Alex as well. All right. So those are the things I wanted to tell you we're doing this morning. See some of the things in the news. Adam Putnam, the Commissioner of Agriculture for the state of Florida, he says to be on the lookout for gals.
Gals.
Do you know what gals are?
I don't know. It's got to be an acronym.
It is an
something.
acronym for giant African land snails.
Oh, I heard that in your news this morning. You were telling your news, and I just had to laugh. You said, be on the lookout for
I
it.
have to write Mr. Putnam a letter.
I can
Dear
picture these 20
Mr. Putnam, I know you are so nice of a guy.
Yes, we had him on. in
And
fact.
I know. And I just have a little suggestion for you. Mr. Putnam, Mr. Commissioner, please don't use acronyms because it's so confusing.
That's right.
I've had this problem before in my life. When the Strategic Arms Limitation Treaty was in the news,
Yes.
I thought we were going to have a war with Russia over salt,
Yes.
right?
Right. Growing up when you're a kid. You
When
know.
Congress was talking about the cost of living adjustment, I thought we were having trouble with colas.
That's right. Stock up. They're going away. Get those Cokes and Pepsis.
And then just when I thought I had it understood, when I was a kid, our soldiers were fighting guerrillas.
That's right.
I didn't get that. Why are we fighting gorillas?
Yeah.
And then when I thought, okay, I get it now. Words don't mean what you think they mean. Sometimes they're abbreviations, and I had no idea. It was always hard to figure out the news. But anyway, if you're going to talk for the first time, I mean, if you say NASA, we get it. We've heard NASA 100 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Epcot, we know what Epcot is. You don't got to go through the 5 words of Epcot.
Right,
Environmental. Or
Prototype.
experimental or environmental? Was it?
Experimental.
See, now I even forget what the E was.
Oh, yeah.
Prototype community of tomorrow?
Right, that's it. Experimental, I think. I don't know.
But anyway, if
Epcot.
there's a new acronym I would suggest you don't use it, because if you're telling us to look out for gals, that sounds different than giant African land snails.
That's right. Sitting here by the window, look at those gals.
We in Florida first detected these giant African land snails in 2011. In those 3 years, the Agriculture and Consumer Services, the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services inspectors, have collected. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Hold on, where's the number? More than 140,000 of these snails. 140,000.
I wonder where the snail camp is.
All right, we will take a little break. We'll be back. Fox News coming up, and then let's talk about Governor Scott.
Fox News Radio, I'm Steve Rappaport. Israeli airstrikes continuing in Gaza after Hamas rejected a proposed ceasefire.
It was another terrifying night for people in Gaza. There were around, according to the Israeli army at least, 25 airstrikes. The army say that they were targeting mainly the homes of members of Hamas.
Sky News correspondent Shireen Tadros. Caught in a severe drought, California residents face fines of up to $500 a day for wasting water.
Obviously, we can't see everything, can't be everywhere. So having people in the community helping us out, and residents and neighbors reporting those things is a great tool for us.
Terrence Davis with Sacramento's Department of Utilities. And in his final All-Star game...
Into right. What a start. Into the corner. Jeter will get for two.
Courtesy Fox Sports, Derek Jeter going 2 for 2 as the AL defeated the NL 5-3. Fox News. We report, you decide.
There's more to Fox News Radio than meets the ear. Go behind the headlines and join the conversation on the hottest stories of the day on the Fox News Radio Facebook page. Be a part of the Fox News Radio Facebook fan community. Post comments and tell us your opinions. See behind-the-scenes photos and videos and post your reactions to the stories that matter to you. Click the like button on Facebook and connect with breaking news and features like Fox in the Fast Lane, House Call for Help, and more. Go to Facebook.com/Fox News Radio.
Weeknights, we're busting out a brand new lineup. First, market fraud, government abuse, corruption. At 5, nothing's off limits on money with Melissa Francis. Then, from bloated bank fees to consumer scams. At 6, Jerry's exposing the issues impacting your wallet. Plus, get smart market insight and trusted analysis you won't find anywhere else. At 7, Lou Dobbs is all business. And the first and last name in business, Cavuto. Shedding light on the biggest stories making headlines at 8. Only on the Fox Business Net.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Clouds and some sun today with a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm crossing the area, high 84 to 88. It'll be mostly cloudy tonight with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm around as well, low 71 to 75. More clouds and sun tomorrow with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, high 86 to 90. For Friday, more sunshine, but still a thunderstorm or two around in the afternoon, high 88 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information. Must act by 1/15/14.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
How good does it get? Golf has long been considered to be sport's most prestigious game, and WOCA has your connection to everything in the golf world. Every first and third Thursday at 10 a.m., tune in for Let's Talk Golf with your host, PGA professional and teacher to the stars, Jim Beckett, and operations manager for the Links of Spruce Creek South, Darren Irwin, right here on The Source.
Hi, I'm I'm Yvette, and I'm here to tell you a few things about ABC Fredericks Appliance. They sell not only new, but used guaranteed appliances. When you call ABC Fredericks Appliance, they will provide service on what they sell and any appliances that you own. ABC Fredericks Appliance is located in Bellevue, right over the railroad tracks. Call 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. ABC Fredericks Appliance.
Hey, Gator fans, you know what that means? Football season is just about here, and there'll be life in the swamp again soon. Catch my reports all week from the SEC Media Days on The Source. And cheer up, for crying out loud.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com. 1370 WOCA.
Thank you very much. 25 minutes before 8 o'clock, a little bit drizzly out there, and just took a phone call from somebody looking for another radio station. Can you tell me how to get to? I want some prizes at another station.
Oh, my gosh.
I want a prize at another station. Can you tell me how to get there? Are they not answering their phone?
They're probably not answering their phone. No. Well,
I answer my phone.
That's right.
By the way, Kevin, if you're listening right now and you want to call in with your question about the KKK deputies, you're welcome to call at this time.
Oh, there you go.
He called twice.
I know.
Yes, they called twice. Once on
Gardening show.
Joe Reckel's show, once on Caroline's show.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. All right.
WOCA is the source, you know.
That's right.
So people call us for other radio station information.
And they've been doing that forever.
Yeah.
I mean, before there was such a thing as an internet, I could answer this man's question simply by going online. I don't know if he didn't think of doing that, but I mean, in years gone by, I can remember in the middle of the night when I worked at the sister station when WOCA was owned by the same owner who owned WMFQ. I worked on both stations.
Yes.
So I worked in the middle of the night, and we get calls in the middle of the night. Can you settle an argument? What was Paul Revere's horse's name? Hey. This was in the 80s.
Yeah.
There was no internet. Paul Revere's horse's name.
Yeah.
Well, my father taught me something. He said that when anybody calls, because my father was in communications with the police department in New York, so when anybody calls for information, if you know you don't have that information, put them on hold anyway and say, well, let me go look.
Yeah.
Sit there, drink your coffee, come back, say, I'm sorry, I couldn't find it.
Right.
So I did. I put the guy on hold, and I sat there for a while, doodled.
Yeah.
Came back to the phone. I can't find that anywhere. I can't find Paul Revere's horse's name anywhere. I looked everywhere. All right. Let's. Well, at least I had an answer.
Yes.
You know, did. I think I don't know is a fine answer. If you're the governor of the state of Florida, though, and so I'm shifting over to the serious topic of the moment. If you're the governor of the state of Florida and you have a reporter asking you a question, and you decide that the answer is going to be politically incriminating or politically dangerous ground, I think you should rethink this. Of course, politics is important to politicians. Keeping the job is important to them. But if you're asked, what do you think about gun control? What do you think about the minimum wage? What do you think about something that happened the other day that you were involved in? I don't know. To me, a direct answer, whether some people like it or not, is at least you being upfront and honest.
Yes.
If you're pandering, if you're answering the way you think people want you to answer, people see right through that. People see right through that. And so I want to go to some sound bites from Governor Scott, and then I don't have sound bites for all of these things, but I do have a transcript from Liz Crampton at the Tampa Bay Times. She actually published a transcript, so I wanted to use that. I appreciate the fact that it's there. So there we go. So, all right. So let me play some of these sound bites. The first one is Governor Scott. Hold on, let me type this in here. I used to be able to do this on my left hand so easy. Okay. All right. In this one, Governor Scott. Now, I'm going to let it play through just so you get an idea of what this reporter was doing. And I'm not playing political pundit. What is it? I'm not for or against. I'm just pointing out something. And in fact, the conversation really isn't about Scott as much as, well, it is, but it's also about all politicians, everybody. I mean, you're running for an office.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you take a position because that's what's going to get you elected or not elected.
Right.
And that not elected part is the part that they're all afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I don't know. I mean, there is nobody in office ever who should be there because it's a job. You should be in office because the people who put you there represent the way you feel. It's not going to be 100%, but the majority of the people, that's why we vote.
That's right.
But I do think you do owe it to your constituents to answer a question.
Mm-hmm.
We've had Governor Scott on before, and he's never really done this to us, but maybe we don't ask hardball questions. I don't know. All right, here's the first one, and I said hardball, not hardboiled.
Yes.
I know I slurred a little bit.
I heard you.
The first somebody calls me up and
Understood.
says, "What's a hard-boiled question?"
Yeah, there'll be
All
somebody.
right, here we go. All right, this is Governor Scott not answering a question regarding the reprimanding or not of law enforcement officers that showed up at his campaign event the other day. While they were on duty, which apparently is illegal, and I never knew that till that day. But you would assume he would know it. You would assume the police officers would know it. And I'm not picking on them for doing that. I'm just saying that they are asking questions. This is not about that incident. This is about answering the question about that incident. And here's the soundbite.
I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Governor, some controversy with your visit to Tampa last week with the law enforcement who were there with you. Did you really think that all of those deputies were off duty?
Gosh, I'm very proud that last week the police chiefs endorsed me. I'm very proud that 40 sheriffs have endorsed me. I'm very proud of all the support from the law enforcement. We're at a 43-year low in our crime rate. So we invite them to our campaign events, and I'm very appreciative of the ones that came.
But did you think it was a problem to have on-duty law enforcement there?
I'm very appreciative of both their support and those that come to my events.
You didn't answer that question. Should there be discipline?
Look, I'm appreciative of everybody that comes to my events. And gosh, we're at a 43-year low in our crime rate. We should be very supportive of our law enforcement.
So do you think it's okay for them to be there on duty?
I'm very appreciative. Our police chiefs endorsed me last week, the association. 40 sheriffs did. We have law enforcement come to a variety of events and others. And I'm very appreciative of anybody that comes to an event and supports my race.
All right. And so obviously he didn't want to answer directly whether he thought they should be reprimanded or not. But let's look at this just for a second. Let's just look at this for a second. If the reporter was prepared with a non-answer, then the reporter, since she asked a yes or no question, could have said, "I'll take that as a yes."
There you
to
go.
which he would respond something
Yes.
other than, well, you never know what he would respond, to be honest with you. It's hard to know.
Exactly.
But if you say, "I'll take that as a yes,"
Right.
I mean, it kind of puts him in a conundrum. It puts him in a place where he has to either agree, yeah, that was a yes, or no, that wasn't a yes, which would make it a no.
Exactly.
Because he didn't answer the question.
Right.
That's my suggestion to the reporters, and I'm going to try to remember that advice if I am in that position, and we're in that position now and then.
Yeah.
But I think from the elected official's point of view, in this case it's Governor Scott, I think the true thing, I mean, let's just presume it's possible that he did not know that it was illegal to have them there. I mean, in which case he could say, "You know what? That was really my fault. I invited them. They said they wanted to come. It really never occurred to me. Nobody ever advised me that it was against the law. I won't do it again."
Exactly.
I mean, why wouldn't that be an okay answer?
That would be an okay answer.
You know, why wouldn't you just say that? I don't believe that he would. I doubt that he'll do it again. So therefore, this was the wake-up call. Hey, don't invite on-duty police officers or law enforcement officers to your campaign events because it's against the law.
Right.
You know, remember Judge Angel? Wasn't it Judge Angel here in Ocala?
Angel, yeah.
Yeah, wasn't he in some kind of hot water because he was at some campaign event? And,
That's right.
And it's just
have been there.
it's a crazy law. You should be able to go anywhere in America. You're a free American. You know, somebody could argue, yeah, but they're on the payroll and there they are. Okay. Well, the judge wasn't though in his case. But I just think getting back to the real topic here is answering questions. If you're the reporter and somebody gives you a non-answer answer, be ready for the one simple reply. I'll take that as and you decide, is it a yes or a no?
Yeah.
I do that all the time, by the way, and I usually do it in a silly way. But the point is, it does put them on the spot. They can either say, yeah, that was a yes, or no, that wasn't a yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I've got more sound bites. I've got more examples of the governor not answering questions. And by the way, I'm not taking sides here. This is information that we got from Charlie Crist, but I got issues with him too. So his issues are not about not answering questions, although I bet you we can find some examples of it.
Oh, I think so.
I really think this is more about the question in general of how to respond if you're an elected official, and how to ask a secondary question if you're a reporter.
Yeah.
We've got to go to a break, and we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Clouds and some sun today with a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm crossing the area, high 84 to 88. It'll be mostly cloudy tonight with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm around as well, low 71 to 75. More clouds and sun tomorrow with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, high 86 to 90. For Friday, more sunshine, but still a thunderstorm or two around in the afternoon, high 88 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, I'm Angie Lewis, and I'm a huge college football fan. That's why the Angie Lewis State Farm Insurance Agency is proud to sponsor Buddy Martin's SEC Media Days report, live from Hoover, Alabama. When it comes to football, Buddy is the expert. When it comes to insuring your future, I'm the expert. Call me, Angie Lewis, at 291-2444, or drop by our new location on Fort King Street in the beautiful Historic District. And good luck to your team.
This is Randy Briggs of the Briggs Law Firm. My son Bo and I are 5th and 6th generation Ocala natives and have been helping accident victims for over 39 years. That's why we are proud to be a sponsor of Ocala's Buddy Martin and his SEC Media Day reports, live from Hoover, Alabama. For SEC football information, tune in to Buddy. If you or a friend need help with an accident claim, call us at the Briggs Law Firm, 671-4600.
Sign up for this year's Marion County Heart Walk and be part of a local movement that's helping others live longer, healthier lives. Join me, Corey Poole, your 2014 Marion County Heart Walk Chairman, and walk with me on Saturday, October the 4th at the Baseline Road Trailhead. It's a free event promoting physical activity and heart-healthy living. To find out how you can help fight the #1 killer of all Americans, visit us online at marionheartwalk.org.
Hey everybody, this is Kelly Hart, your new host of the Ocala Magazine radio show. Join me every Friday at 10 a.m. when we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life with in-depth interviews from and about your community. So don't miss Marion County's favorite city magazine, Ocala Magazine, every Friday at 10 a.m. right here on 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Thank you, Dan. 12 minutes before 8 o'clock, drizzling here at the Paddock Mall, 73 degrees here at the Paddock Mall. Temperatures rising only into the mid-80s today, according to Joe Lundberg from the Florida News Network. He's the meteorologist down there. Let's get back on track now with this topic of the governor or any elected official really not answering questions. And I think we've already made the point that if you are an elected official and you do answer honestly, we understand, you do face the possibility that some of those paying attention to what you say won't like what you say and therefore won't vote for you.
Yeah.
But we don't want to vote for people who are phony. We want to vote for people who are real. And we've got to figure out where you stand on anything. Mm-hmm. And you're not in office as a job. I know it pays well, but I doubt that this guy needs the money. But in Scott's case, but you're not there as a job, and so therefore, if you lose your job because you don't represent what the majority of the people want, then that's what America is about. America is about being represented because we the people part of that the whole our founding documents.
Exactly.
Anyway, are you aware? This is a question to the governor. Are you aware that the person you appointed for the expressway is now facing several ethical violations? That's the question. Are you aware? The answer would be a yes or no answer.
Exactly.
Right? His answer was, I expect everybody that gets appointed, every public official, to live up to the highest standards. The question, are you aware that the person you appointed for the expressway is now facing several ethical violations? So he didn't even say that he was aware that there were ethical violations.
Yeah.
He's making a statement. I expect everybody to be to live up to the highest standards. This is true. And the highest standards would include answering questions that are asked of you. Mm-hmm. The question was, are you aware of the ethical violations? Okay. Then another question. So do you plan on having him step down? This is a follow-up question to that. And the asker, I don't know who the reporter is here. It might have been Liz Crampton from the Tampa Bay Times. That's where I got the transcript from. So it might have been Liz. But anyway, she says, do you plan on having him step down? Governor Scott says, I expect everybody that gets appointed, every public official, to live up to the highest standards. It's the exact same answer he gave to the first question.
Oh, gee.
And then the next follow-up, but if he hasn't, then what's the next step for you? And then he says, I'm going to expect, like I do with everybody else in the state, expect high standards. So he keeps saying that instead of answering the question, and it really, to be honest, Mr. Governor Scott, to be honest, it makes it look like you're on drugs.
Yeah.
It looks weird.
It does.
It looks weird. It sounds weird. It's not the guy we spoke to on the phone. No. I think somebody has hijacked you and replaced you with a droid or something.
Exactly.
All right, the next conversation is with Soledad O'Brien. Soledad O'Brien is talking to Governor Scott about gun control in the state of Florida. This is immediately after the shooting tragedy up in Connecticut. Mm-hmm. And I will be honest with you, I did edit this, but not to change the context, whatever. I just took out some of the questions because it was too long. I just want you to hear one. I didn't edit any of the individual questions and answers. I just removed some of the questions and answers. It was way too long. But anyway, so here's Soledad O'Brien speaking to Governor Scott.
You have an A rating from the NRA, and the NRA has now said they're going to offer meaningful contributions in the wake of this terrible tragedy in Newtown, Connecticut. What do you think they mean by that?
Well, I think the right thing what we ought to do is do what you've been doing, and that's respect these families in this community. Second, what I've done in the state is ask every one of our schools to go back and let's look at our safety precautions and let's make sure every parent feels comfortable. I mean, I talk to families up in Connecticut and I talk to families around Florida. Some of them were they really had to think about sending their child to school this week. So I think that's the next thing to do. There'll be plenty of time now to think about if there's something we ought to deal with. Is it mental illness issues we ought to deal with? Things like that.
What are you willing to change? Your daughter, you've talked about her, she's a teacher. I mean, do you think is your answer, let's arm the teachers? Some people have proposed that. Is your answer, let's not make these semi-automatic weapons available, the rifles, the long guns available? Do you think background checks actually should be instituted? Right now, somebody can be mentally ill and it won't show up in a background check, or somebody can have a conviction for domestic violence and it won't, they can still get a gun. I mean, where does it start? What are you comfortable doing?
I know. I think right now what we ought to be doing is let's talk about all those issues and let's think about what we can do to improve it. But here's what I think about. One, it's just like I've been to the law enforcement funeral deaths in our state, and your heart goes out to those families. And then afterwards you say, okay, so what can we do to improve? In Florida, we're doing the right things right now. We're at a 41-year low in our crime rate. But I always want to sit back and say, okay, so what could we do better? And that's what I want to think about with this.
Okay, I think with all due respect, you're not going to answer my question because I guess I I just want you to tell me what you'd be comfortable to support.
So the two questions that I included in the soundbite were the first one of what did he think was the intent of the NRA for making the statement that they were going to support with financial contributions. To me, the answer would have been, I really don't know. That's something they are doing. I suppose they've got a reason for contributing money, and you really should be asking that question of them. But I would suppose it's because certain elected officials are in line with the philosophy of the NRA, and they want to support those who are.
Right.
And then if she came back and said, well, are you in support of the NRA? He could have said yes or no.
Yeah.
Again, answering questions with these crazy planned answers, it just makes him look bad. If you need some advice from an advisor, and if you ask me to be that advisor, I'll tell you, it's looking bad for you. And this is not the guy we spoke to.
No.
I don't know what happened. I don't know why he became afraid to actually answer questions.
You have to stand, you have to make a decision and say one way or the other. You have to be strong.
You have to be strong. I like that. You do. You do have to be strong. You have to be a leader. You have to have a position.
Yeah.
Take a position and stand by it. People are not always going to like your position. The second question that I included in this sound clip, and the interview with Sold It Out O'Brien was way longer than that, but I chose those two. Mostly because at the end of the second one, she says, you're obviously not going to answer my questions. She was obviously frustrated. And she was saying, well, your daughter is a teacher. What do you think we should do? Do you think we should arm the teachers? Do you think, and she gave him a few choices. And he went on again to say, this is a difficult time. We all need to be cautious what we, and he's a non-answer answer. We need to look at all the options. Okay. Well, that's sort of an answer right there, just to his credit. That's sort of an answer. We need to look at the options, but to lay some of those options specifically on the table would be so much better than leaving it an open slate. You would appear so much more in control. You'd be so much more of a leader if you did that.
Right.
Everybody's not going to agree with you. Do a talk show. Do a talk show. You're not going to, if you have an opinion, there will be people who don't agree with you.
Yeah.
Simple as that. If you're in an interview, a reporter on the street comes up and puts a microphone in your face and you have to have a one-liner that you need, try to be as direct and answer the question. Obviously, it's not an interview, a back and forth. Sold Out O'Brien's interview, however, was. It was a lengthy interview. There was a chance to have real dialogue.
And she's very good.
And she's and I'm not really trying to focus on her or anybody, but the point is there was an opportunity to have a dialogue. The other one was after he came out of some kind of a meeting and people were putting a microphone in his face. And so here's the third, the third clip I have, but the fourth example, because I had to read one. I didn't have that soundbite. But here's the last soundbite I have. This is Governor Scott not answering a question about the minimum wage increase.
Do you support a higher minimum wage in Florida, yes or no?
I support more jobs. I support higher paying jobs. That's why I recruited Health Plan, Hertz, Deutsche Bank, all these companies. We've done 350 transactions.
But do Florida voters not have a right to know if you support
if you want to do the interview, go over here. Right?
Well,
we are growing jobs in our state. Here's what's exciting. We're attracting high-paying jobs. Corporate offices are coming to Florida now. Regional offices are coming to Florida. That's what we're doing. I'm trying to grow the state by adding jobs.
Last question.
Why do you think you have a reputation for not answering questions?
Oh gosh, I answer questions. I have the opportunity to talk to the media a lot. I love traveling the state. I get to talk to people all over the state. It's an exciting time to be in Florida. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
The governor's going to do some Spanish over here to the side.
Oh, I'd love to hear what the Spanish translations would be, but so in that one, about the minimum wage, he doesn't answer the question. Now, he could have said, I think the minimum wage is fine where it is. I think it gives people the opportunity to have an entry level wage and then do what is needed to be done, due diligence to climb the ladder,
Right.
to become a better paid employee. I mean, that's an entry. He could have said that. Now, a lot of people hate that answer. A lot of people don't like that answer. A lot of people want to hear their elected officials say, yes, I think we should raise the minimum wage to fill in the blank, $15, $20, $10, whatever the answer might be. Because inevitably, if you say, yes, I think we should raise it, the next question would be to what?
Yeah.
Raise it to what? And then you're stuck with a number, and that's not really fair of the reporter to be asking that question. But I think the fair answer would be, and he sort of, in his defense, again, he does sort of say this. He says, I think everybody has an opportunity to better themselves.
Yeah.
But he could have been more direct. I think maybe the conclusion of this conversation is about leadership. And I think if you are in an elected position, we ask you to be a leader. And as a leader, as a strong leader, have an opinion and say it. And it's okay to change it, but explain why.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Israel warning tens of thousands of Palestinians living in Gaza to clear out of their homes.
The military here dropping leaflets and sending texts to people living in the north and east, warning them that airstrikes